Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. Another week coming to you. We got some cool news coming in here. Of course, brand new BFM just came out. We talk about that Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto film, The Little Things. Great film. Go check out the episode. We got some announcements to talk about, some directs, and the fighting game developer roundup happened. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into that direct, man. Again, they're just starting right off the bat with Smash, which I guess is fine, but I kind of want like the build up for that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, this is the second we streamed the run, and you can catch the VODs. But I think I said it when we were streaming it too. Why wouldn't you do this like in the middle or at the end, right? Like people are gonna be here for Smash, so if you want to keep that viewer count up, why not just wait, right? But I guess they don't want to see the chat or like I mean, obviously it's always pre-recorded by the time they drop it out anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see the point in it. But it's like once people see Smash, then they'll tune out, right? Because what else do they really want to see? Especially when they made a note, right, in their tweet. They're like, "Hey, we're gonna have 50 minutes of content. It's gonna contain Smash." So people are like, "Okay, what are we gonna get?" So I feel like it's just a poor choice, but it is what it is. But we got a Xenoblade character, which is nice to see another one from the franchise. I think we only had Shulk before. I still haven't played the game. I think I'm going to start it this week while I'm out on the road. I've heard the first one's really good. Like I'm in the Smash Discord, like I've told you guys offline, and they were talking about it last night, and they said the first one's really good. Second one's kind of a little rough to get through. But the character alone looks pretty nice. She's got a Zelda Sheik mechanic for Melee, and I think she also had it in Brawl too. I can't remember, but I'm liking it. I was looking at her video again yesterday, and I think I don't think she's gonna be like super crazy, but we just need to see exactly what she can actually do and how the turnaround time for her to switch looks like because it looks like it'll be like PT but better, right? Because it from what we can see in the video, it looks like she's following up in for an attack. But again, we'll see when that drops. I think they said it was going to be sometime March, so we'll probably see a direct for her, maybe the day she drops, kind of like what we've been seeing for the other characters, or maybe like the week after.
Yeah, I'm for it. Sadly, not Sora, not Dante, not the picks we were talking about. But it's cool to see Xenoblade. Yeah, I've been meaning to get into this series too, especially when Definitive came out. And then I've definitely seen some gameplay footage and cutscenes for 2, which is where they're from. And I'm like, who, buddy? Talk about waifus, Jesus.
Oh yeah. Like we
Yeah.
even got a redesign for them, which I saw this tweet when they came out, and it was like Sakurai wanted to make sure that we had a good girl in our game, but all he did was make them hotter with the tights. And I was like, dude, you're not wrong. We like those thigh highs, dude, and like you gave it to us. And you know what? Now I can honestly say I know what Sakurai likes.
And of course, everyone's upset, like, oh, look, another sword character, right? But I think that's kind of inevitable at this point for Smash.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, I think she's gonna play out really cool. I think she's gonna be a really good addition to the roster. I think having her be from a different franchise is what kept people like, oh, okay, that's interesting, right? Like it's not another Fire Emblem character, it's not another Legend of Zelda character. But like I said, Pyrrha Mithra, like the design looks great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually really excited to see how she plays. I don't know if I'll add her to my list of characters because I'm already working on 3, but we'll see, man.
Yeah, cool, man. And so with that only gives us 2 more slots for season 2.
I'm still saying Travis is going to be one of them, dude.
I really hope so.
The main reason why I say it is because I've said it before on the show. Why wouldn't you put him in the game close to his release date? And now that we have a release date, it only makes more sense. Like that's this. We'll probably see another one, maybe like June, maybe May, and then we could see another one like at the end of summer. Because Sephiroth came out in December, so I mean, figure 2-3 months time for every single one.
Yeah, roughly.
Makes
Yeah,
sense to me.
that's how it's gone. So I would guess probably June, and then October.
Yep, October, September.
Well, cool, man. Well, here's hoping we'll still get those picks. And yeah, speaking of Travis, here in the direct, we got another look at No More Heroes 3 with the announcement of it coming out in August. Hell yes, man. I can't wait. It looks great. They've added a bunch of stuff in here. It plays like 2 from what it looks like, but then they added some of the stuff that was in Travis Strikes Again. And of course, all the ridiculousness that you could do in there. And now I'm ready. And what was cool is the thumbnail that they picked when they were going through it. And I believe that is the artist for The Boys.
I thought it looked familiar. I didn't really put two and two together until you mentioned it. And I'm like, ah, dude, I could see that.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, the director commissioned him to draw Travis Touchdown like a while back. And then I think it was on their Twitter page as well for No More Heroes. They revealed the list of the voice actors that are going to be in here, confirming some characters showing up, like Travis's brother. And he just looks like Virgil now, which is, kind of who he is. But now he has this like weird tattoo on his nose.
I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to look it up.
And no surprise, fan favorites like Shinobu is returning, and as well as Sylvia, of course. And then on this list, they revealed that Bad Girl is in the game, which is interesting because if I'm not mistaken, she's dead.
I think I'm about to fight her, so I can confirm that for you when I get to that point.
But my only disappointment for this game is they're bringing back the bullshit with No More Heroes 1, where you have to do the side missions to collect money to be able to get to the next boss fight. And I think that's just them wanting you to do like all their side missions, like mowing the lawn and all the classic stuff from the series.
I'm hyped for it, man. I think it's going to be a really good time. I can't wait now that we have a release date for it. I have plenty of time now to finish 2 and Travis Strikes Again.
Yeah, so I gotta get back into Travis Strikes Again. I don't think I mentioned it yet, but I played it on stream about an hour, and it plays very different. It's like an arcade hack and slash. It feels very loose with the attacks, and then that's where like you could get like the special abilities by holding like the trigger button and pressing a face button. Typical anime game mechanics there. It was just that first level was taking just too long. I played like about an hour. I was like, okay, it's just not really grabbing me. But I do want to get through it, though, if it's going to be connecting at all into these games.
It's like I told you before you got into it. Like, I've heard mixed things about Strikes Again. And then our boy, I always take that guy's recommendations and his criticisms to heart because he really does know what he's talking about, like 90% of the time. So maybe there's some gold in Strikes Again. We'll really see when we get there.
I do know there is some crossover stuff in that game from other Suda 51 games.
Oh, nice.
And so that could be where that comes in. But yeah, I don't know because I only played the first level. So apparently, like that promo art that they used from the Boys artist is the cover for the physical copy.
That's interesting.
Yeah, from what I've been seeing on Twitter, but that I don't have a real confirmation. But that'd be cool if it is. Yeah, so I cannot wait for No More Heroes 3. Heck yeah. And then other stuff they showed off, we got the reveal for Splatoon 3. I thought the trailer was pretty good.
Yeah, it might be time to get into Splatoon, man.
Mm-hmm.
I played the second one a long time ago, and I really liked it, but I just never made the investment to get into it. But I think it might be time. Like, this one looks really clean. It looks like they've polished up a lot from 2, from what I played. So it might be time.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, especially if it's going to be a newer game. Maybe there could be more support on Nintendo's side for that stuff.
Yeah, there's always hope that we'll get the new Nintendo server for it as well.
So that's cool. Again, 2022, so we still got a little time for that to come out. They mentioned Breath of the Wild 2. There's going to be more news later this year. But instead, they did announce Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD coming to the Switch on July 16th. They were showing off, the classic Wii action that you could do with the controls, right for your shield and your sword. And then they also added just a button-only mode so you could play. Because, as we were talking on stream, I was just like, so what, you can't play this on the Switch Lite? Like, if we have to use those mechanics, but, they thought of that and put the button-only thing. So that's cool. Though you do have to use the right analog stick for your combat, which, like I said, I'm like, that's like your camera button.
Right, exactly. And I think that it's just like their way of keeping that motion control in the game. I never played Skyward Sword because I heard pretty awful things about it.
Yep.
And so I just kind of passed over it. I think I might give it a shot. Who knows? I'll see what people are saying, like how the game plays out when it does drop. I will say the Joy-Cons look pretty fresh, though.
Yeah, they're super clean, and it's cool. You could just buy them separately. I really like that blue. It really pops. But, it's not Nintendo without revealing the price drop, which was a full $60. It's a Wii game, and it's just an HD port. I mean, sure, they're adding the new stuff like the control scheme, but still $60. I remember people were upset when Tropical Freeze was 60 on Switch.
It's classic Nintendo, though.
Yeah. And then they revealed that for June 25th, we're going to get a Mario Golf game coming in, Super Rush, it's called. So that's cool. And then they revealed from Square Enix, the team that brought us Octopath Traveler, we're coming in with a new game. Right now it's just called Project Triangle Strategy, so that just means it's going to be a while before this game comes out. Or maybe not, I don't know, because there is a demo that is available now. I haven't hopped on yet, but I'm going to plan to this week.
Yeah, I've already got it downloaded. I plan to run through it probably Tuesday while I'm up in the air. So I'll definitely give full feedback on it the next time we do the episode. But yeah, I mean, it looks good. I was a really big fan of Octopath Traveler, as I've said before. I think the game played great. I think it was really good for, the JRPG that it tried to be. So I'm really excited to see this. This is actually the third game where we have the same artist doing some work on. And I said this on stream, but we have Octopath Traveler, we have an actual prequel to Octopath, which is on the mobile JP only right now, and now we have this Project Triangle. So I'm still hoping for an NA release of that prequel to Octopath. But yeah, so I mean, this guy's really making moves. Like, apparently people really like his work. I really like it. I think what he's doing is great, and the writing has been impeccable in Octopath. So I'm really excited to see what this one can do. It looks like it's taken elements from that, but also added in elements of like a Fire Emblem-esque kind of game. So I think it'll be a really good time.
Yeah, I always remember you talking about it. I'm like thinking, yeah, I guess I should, because I really like the art direction for it. And just the way the sprites move around in the 3D environment, that's been pretty cool to see. And yeah, so this game, whenever we'll get a working title, should be out sometime in 2022 as well. And then they announced Star Wars Hunters. It's a free-to-play, squad-based multiplayer game. And it's set between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. That's coming out sometime this year. When I was watching the trailer, I was thinking like, oh, this is probably like one of those hero shooter type of games, like Overwatch and all of that, where you pick a character that has an ability and then you just go in.
Ninjala 2, but with Star Wars characters.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. Just the real question is the price for me, and that's pretty much it. Then yeah, we're getting Fall Guys this summer. That's cool. They announced the season pass for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. It's going to be 2 waves for DLC on there. And I think it was like $20? Not a bad price.
Not bad for Fall Guys.
They announced, Super Mario items in Animal Crossing. That's cool. They're porting the 3DS game Miitopia to the Switch. I didn't even know this was on the 3DS. I thought this was like a new game that they were coming out with. But it's like, it's just RPG with your Miis. They're adding like new, more features to more customization and all that. That's coming out May, and it's, I believe, a $50 game, which is pretty crazy.
Hey, look, man, I think I said it on stream, but you can't have a Nintendo console without a Mii game. Like, come on.
That is true. Yeah, we didn't get any sports games, so. One of the hypest news, though, from this as well was the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection got announced.
I can't fucking wait.
Heck yeah, so it's the Gaiden Sigma series, so it's those 3 games, and that's coming out June 10th. And I believe, according to Akil, that's also coming out on PS4 as well. So that's cool, man. And then with that announcement, Koei Tecmo posted on Twitter saying, for the announcement for this, we're going to go ahead and drop a free transformation for Neo 2 so you could play as the classic Ryu Hayabusa outfit. And I think they had to pick that outfit because that's the one that's in those games, is the classic look, not the newest one that you see in like DOA and all that. Mm-hmm. But that's cool. You just have to log in, head to your shrine, go to the little DLC tab, and then you'll be able to unlock it.
Time to buy Nio too.
That's cool. This is cool. I thought it was on the Switch already, but at least a game that should be on there. But Outer Wilds will be out this summer. Samurai Warriors 5 is coming to Switch this summer. And I like how it looks on the Switch. Like they look like they made like some aesthetic choices to porting it over here. And maybe that's because of just like how they had to scale down for the Switch's, hardware and all that. But I think that was a cool decision to make.
I think so too. I think all these games that they're bringing out, that they release in the direct as a whole, it's like, okay, now and I said this before, now we're really getting to see what the Switch can do, and like we're seeing all these games for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've had my Switch since day one, and it was a climb for it to really have anything that you would want to play, right? I mean, at first it was Breath of the Wild, then Mario Odyssey, and after that it was kind of fell off for a little bit. So seeing all these games being ported over, it's really nice to see.
And then they also showed off a Legend of Mana remastered is coming as well, and that's cool because they just dropped the was it the collection right last year?
Yep.
So just get more into that series. That's cool. For some reason, Tales of the Borderlands is coming to the Switch. I don't know who asked for this, but yeah, that's coming.
I mean, it's pretty much like the what's it called? The Walking Dead games, right?
Yeah, it's from Telltale. Yeah, so it's gonna play the exact same. But that came out like that's a pretty old game if I remember. Like that came out before I want to say pre-sequel, and it's been a while since that game came out. So I'm like I guess somebody wanted this on the Switch, and so now you got it. Cool. We got a new trailer for Monster Hunter Rise. That game still looks pretty cool. I missed the chance to play the demo because I went to look up and it's already gone. But no, that game looks pretty interesting. If you want to hop into a Monster Hunter game, I kind of heard like this is a good chance to start because this is, if I'm not mistaken, I think Pat mentioned it. This is using the new engine that they have at Capcom. I don't know if it's the RE engine, but whatever engine they're using, it's working for the Monster Hunter series that they should have been using for a long time, or at least for Monster Hunter World. So that's cool. And that's coming out March 26th. So we got like about a month away for that to come out. And then right after the stream, the Capcom Arcade Stadium came out. I think we mentioned it last time. It was teased where that is basically all the classic Capcom arcade games. They said it was free. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. But then when you hop in, it's free to get with the base stuff. But then if you want to get more games, you have to buy the packs.
I think was it $8 for the whole thing, or was I might have been looking at something else.
I think I saw like $20 or something here and there. I don't remember the prices, but I was like, oh, this was advertised to be a free thing. I wasn't expecting. I was like, cool. Like that means they could add more games to this collection. But I thought initially, like everything they showed off in the first teaser a while back was gonna be, included. But this game looked cool. Neon White got announced. You're an assassin, and it's using like some card mechanics with your combat. I'd say like your typical character designs when it comes with them wearing these kind of masks with like horns and all that on there. Does it kind of play like not Dream Drop? It's the other one, right?
Chain of Memories.
Chain of Memories, yeah.
It looked like it. Yeah, so it has the same concept, right? So it looks like you're just breaking cards back and forth, which is very similar to Chain of Memories, but it kind of looks like it's just based off like 6 different kinds of cards. I could definitely see how that could work. I mean, it looks like there's like a magic, like a weaponized one, a defense one, maybe some kind of like special one. So, I mean, the animation for it looks pretty nice. It looks really fast paced, kind of reminds me of a Ghost Runner in that kind of sense.
Right, yeah. We got a new game, Knockout City, and I guess this is the devs that made the Mario Kart Live home circuit game, where you're controlling the cart in your house. It's like a dodgeball kind of game that looks pretty cool. Reminds me of Ninjala, based on that style.
Dude, this is basically like Air Gear.
Yeah. And then they showed off World's End Club coming this year. This is from the Danganronpa people.
Yeah, that one looks pretty nice.
Yeah, side-scrolling like narrative action game. Cool. We got the final trailer for Bravely Default 2. That's coming this week on the 26th.
There's also an updated demo for Bravely Default 2 as well.
Oh, that's
which was
right.
really
I
interesting.
forgot about that.
So I haven't played that one yet either, but I do have it downloaded. I'm hoping it can be like it'll do what it did with some of the other recent JRPGs where your save data in that is going to carry over. But we'll see. I never played the first Bravely Default, but I think I said it last time on the show. I read somewhere in a thread that you don't have to play the first one to get into the second one. It's going to be an entirely different story.
And then we got the physical edition for Hades that's announced. You can pre-order it now. It's $35. It comes with a download code for the soundtrack, it's a great soundtrack. And then it comes with a book, a little 32-page character book that comes in the case. Hades, again, great game from Supergiant. Love that team. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I could buy Hades twice. Why not?
Yeah, I was actually gonna buy it the other day and like I think yesterday, and I was like, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for the physical.
Yeah, so pre-orders are up, and that's coming out March 19th if you want to get your physical copy. And that was pretty much it for all the Nintendo Direct stuff. No announcement when we're going to be getting the Smash Direct for Pyrrha Mithra. But like you said earlier, it should probably be like close to release. So I can imagine in like 2-3 weeks we'll probably get that.
Yeah, that's usually the trend, unless we'll probably see an announcement maybe next week or like a week and a half. But Nintendo's been on the same trend of like, hey, we'll show you the character, we'll give you the showcase, and then we'll drop it either that day or a week later. So again, sometime in March we should see it.
So all right, man, let's go ahead and get into the other stream that happened, which was just the other day. The fighting game developer roundup happened again. If you guys don't remember, Harada got a bunch of fighting game devs from like SNK, Capcom, ArcSys, Bandai to just come in and just talk about what's going on because they always relied on physical tournaments to announce things, but since there wasn't any because of COVID, Harada was like, you know what, let's just do a stream. And I thought that was a really cool idea to see all these people come together. It was really cool, and they did it again. And we did get some new reveals in there. I guess right off the bat, the one thing I was waiting for was, all right, Tekken. Are we going to see what we want to see for the final trailer, for the final character? And we got a teaser, so they're saving it for another time. But it's not our boy Kiryu or Majima, so it kind of sucks, but we're getting a new character. So I think that makes it okay for me. And it's a waifu from Poland. Yeah, and no date on a full trailer. It just says coming soon. That's cool, man. And then sadly, it got leaked right before before they revealed it. But the final character for Guilty Gear got revealed, and it's Aino. And she looks great. She's got like a newish design. She's wearing some green glasses. Everyone's loving it.
Dude, and her move set is very similar to how it used to be. Definitely, we're gonna see. I saw some new stuff with her, but man, I can't wait. She's gonna be so much fun. I think she's definitely a good addition to the base roster.
So that makes her the 15th and final character at the start of this game, which, 15 is a good size. I think that's fine. Speaking of Guilty Gear, they announced that they're going to extend the beta. It was going to end on the 21st, which was the Sunday, but I think they're extending it to the 23rd, I believe, which is tomorrow when you're listening to this on a Tuesday. And I checked it out. I don't think I've really ever played a Guilty Gear game. I might have messed with Exert 2. I think somebody had a copy at one point when we played. But man, that game is fast. It looks amazing. It's ArcSys, kills it every single time of them coming in, making it more and more anime. And you could tell they learned a lot from fighters, and they brought some stuff from their certain supers. It looks like it's being animated, kind of like how Broly's level 1s are, Dragon Ball Super Broly. Right, there's the one where he does the mouth blast and it kind of slashes over the screen, and you know how like kind of stylized it is. It almost looks drawn.
Yep.
So they're doing that in here. They have this interesting way to transition into the stages, to where kind of like in the KOF stage in Smash, right? Like there's like that invisible wall you can break, and that's in here too. And the characters actually get stuck on the wall, and then when you hit them, one more time while they're stuck, they'll fly through the map and then get to a new area. Also from fighters, right? When you KO somebody pretty hard, and it'll send them flying to the next section of the map. So that's pretty cool. It keeps it intense.
Hmm.
That's for sure. But I learned very quickly that I need to practice a lot if I want to get into that game.
The learning curve, like I said, the chat the other day, the learning curve is pretty steep, right? Because there's a lot of rapid cancels, there's a lot of things that you can do, and every character is so immensely different from the other that there's just it's just a huge curve, right? When I first got into Guilty Gear, it was on the PSP with Accent Core Plus, and that's when I realized, oh man, this it's like you said, this is fast. This is way more different than anything that I'm used to, like a traditional fighters. But I really started to like that aspect because you have this move called a dust attack, where essentially you bring it's like an uppercut, but it's your combo starter, finisher, or extender. So you can do it either in the air, on the ground, and it's once you learn how to figure that piece out, the game gets so much more fun. But I did not play this open beta. I just didn't download it. I was still on the Kingdom Hearts grind and the Smash grind, but it looks great.
And while we're talking about Guilty Gear, that's not the only announcement that involved this series. Over at SNK with Sam Show, they announced for their season 3 they're going to be getting a Guilty Gear character coming in.
It's gonna be Solar Kai. I mean, it's gonna be, or they'll just do someone totally different, right? Like it could be Faust. Like there's just so many characters they could put in here. But I'm really excited to see that. I mean, clearly we're seeing a lot of people get into Guilty Gear for the first time, and a lot of old time fans are really happy with how Strive is working.
Mm-hmm.
So just to put him into Soul Calibur, I'm like, or no, it's in Sam Show, right?
Sam Show, yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. But man, if they put him in Soul Calibur, that'd be pretty cool too. But Sam Show, that's still, we'll take it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. People are saying, because like you were just saying, it's a fast paced game, Guilty Gear, and just to see them come into this close, decisive fighting game, or the slow, decisive fighting game that is Sam Show, is going to be really interesting to see who they're picking and how they're gonna, because you have to keep the likeness of the character in there, make it kind of feel like it's a Guilty Gear character, but in the Sam Show universe, that's gonna be cool. And also just like the stylistic change too of how the game is gonna look.
The only person I can really think of to keep it slow would probably be Order Soul, which is Soul from the future. But
Mm.
that's a whole bit of lore that we don't have to get into.
Yeah. I'll wait till we get into the lore videos that Wooly's been doing for Guilty Gear. Over on KOF side, we got a trailer for character coming in. It's a waifu. What was her name? Chizuru. She's coming in for team, or for what, the Sacred Treasures team. So that's with Kyo and Iori as well.
Yeah, I mean this game's looking great. I really can't wait for it. I've always been a KOF fan, so I just hope that the roster is a good decent size because that's always been the issue with KOF because there's so many characters and KOF 14 that roster is stupid huge. Like it is ridiculous. And with other fighters like Guilty Gear and like Dragon Ball and Street Fighter, you can get away with starting with a really small roster of like 15 to 10 characters. You can't do that with KOF. You got to start with at least 20 to 30. Like because there's just that universe is so large.
Right, for Flex, right, Fighting EX Lair, that's getting ported over to the Switch. That's pretty cool. And then I think other than that, that might be it for the stream. I didn't see anything else. And while we're still talking fighting games, Warner Brothers dropped the trailer for Mortal Kombat. That's a video game movie for sure. Like they're pushing it hard, and like this is Mortal Kombat. We'll make sure Mortal Kombat elements are in this movie.
And man, are they doing a good job of it? Like some of those fatalities we could barely see because obviously they can't show anything too crazy for the trailer. Man, that stuff's great. There's a lot of Easter eggs in there, but I can't wait. I hope there's an element of it that's so bad that is good.
Oh yeah, it's in there, man. The the video game movie plot device that's in here, and the reason that everyone's going into the Mortal Kombat is that, oh, all of these fighters have a birthmark. It's like, that's not a
Oh, that's
birthmark.
right.
That's an invitation.
That's right. Oh man. Oh, I'm so ready for it. I'm so ready.
Look, man, I love dumb video game stuff, and that's in there, so that's perfect. Like one of our friends mentioned in our chats is just like, I can't believe Sub-Zero did the ice wall and threw Scorpion in there. This is gonna be stupid good. And yeah, you could definitely tell they're going the rated R stuff, right? Like we saw with oh gosh, what's his name? It's not, is it Jax? Or am I thinking Tekken?
No, it is Jax.
It is Jax. Yeah, we got to see how, he loses his arms, and then we see some, like, I think it's an X-ray move that Sub-Zero does on Scorpion when they're fighting.
It is. It totally is. I don't remember which game it's from, but it's an X-ray move.
Yeah, it's probably from, I don't know, it's anywhere between 9 through 11. One of those 3 games.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was cool. Just you could tell based on the camera angles and the way it was kind of moving. It looked like a cutscene almost in one of those games. And the release date, I know we got it. It was April 16th. And speaking of streaming services, Netflix announced they're doing a live-action Wednesday Addams series.
Did they say who they're casting as Wednesday Addams or no?
I don't think so. Let me double check here. Yeah, to my surprise, it was live action because the thumbnail they used for the promo emails was it's like this art piece of her with playing the cello but with a kitchen knife. So I'm like, oh, is it going to be like some kind of CG animated thing? But no, it's live action, directed by Tim Burton.
I can't fucking wait, dude.
Yeah,
it's gonna be so fucking good.
Yeah, no casting yet, but the plot will consist of a sleuthing, supernatural-infused mystery charting Wednesday's years as a student at the Nevermore Academy.
I'm calling it right now. If we get to see Morticia, it's probably going to be Evergreen.
Nice.
And I hope so, because that woman can do marvelous things.
So the rest of the synopsis reads, she's attempting to master her psychic abilities to thwart a monstrous killing spree that has terrorized the local town, and a supernatural mystery that embroiled her parents 25 years ago.
Probably going to see a lot of Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children in this.
Mm.
I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of that in here. Maybe we'll see some like Sleepy Hollow-esque kind of stuff. I would hope so, because that would definitely fit. So that'd be a nice crossbreed.
It sounds like an interesting premise. I'm down to check it out. And Adam, over on your end, I know it's been a few days, but you were still on that Kingdom Hearts grind.
Yep, yeah, I had a week off, so I was on the Kingdom Hearts grind as much as I could until I died, making some chicken nuggets, which was pretty great. I'm about halfway done with Sora's side on Chain of Memories. I don't know if I'll be able to get back to stream this week since I'm back on the road. But when I hop back in, it'll definitely be some more Chain of Memories, and after that, it'll be the emulation of 358 Days Over 2, which should be really fun since I haven't played that since it actually came out. So that'll give me a good run for my money.
And I haven't touched Yakuza as of this recording. I'm going to be streaming right after this some more of that Kiwami 2, as we're getting pretty good into the plot. And I think you caught up to where I was last time we talked about it in our chat. I don't know if you went any further than that.
Yeah, so I'm in, I think, the middle of chapter 11 right now. And let me tell you, it's getting really good. Like we're getting some more backstory on Ryuji Goda. So it's pretty nice. I just finished the cabaret stuff with that as well, and let me tell you, oh my God, it is so much better because of what you get in the last league. I'm not gonna tell you, but you get somebody on your team, and it's oh my God, it's so fucking good. And then after that, I went and spent some hours doing the Majima construction mini game, and man, that is so good too. I'm just about to finish that up, and then well, when I get back to Kamurocho, I'll finish that. But I'm hoping to finish Kiwami 2 before I get on the road. That way, when I come back, I can hop right into 3.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to more Kiwami 2. I think I'm just gonna press more for the story and some side quests before I jump back into the cabaret, just because I know how many hours you need to put in there,
Oh yeah.
and how much money you need too. Jeez, to recruit those girls, it's ridiculous.
Honestly, oh, I just did a side mission. It's in chapter 11, right when you start. You get one of the girls from Zero. And it's one I've been saying she's so good to start with, but you don't really think she's good to start with at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when you see her, oh, it's such a good like it immediately happens when you're walking down the streets of Sotenbori. And it's so good. So that's really nice. I will say that when you get that far in the cabaret, what you're gonna want to do is just grind up maybe like 30, 40 mil, just for the Majima construction side, because if you haven't done a lot of sub stories, and like got those people to join up the construction crew, you're actually gonna want to spend the money for it, and also to upgrade your equipment.
But over on my end, I beat the 2013 Tomb Raider. It was shorter than I remember it was, because when I was playing it on stream, I was thinking like, oh wait, are we getting closer to the last area? Because I just know like when we're getting closer to snow, like that's the end of the game. And yeah, so I beat it. It still plays out. It still plays really solid. The gameplay's great. I just wish the dodge mechanic was better and that there was a sprint at all in that game. Um, just there's just some stuff that you can tell like yeah like the plot kind of feels dated for some things, just the way characters die off. There's a total of 4 deaths with Laura's team once they get to the island, and I think I was explaining it there was like yeah 2 of them are necessary for Laura's character development for this game specifically, and then the other 2 they just needed it to happen, right? Because I didn't remember how one went off, and I remember like, okay, I know I have to go to the boat again to go save this person, but they end up dying, and then when you get there, I was like, oh, this played out way faster and not what I was remembering it, so that kind of sucked. And I'm like, he was an all right character, but to have him die like that, I was like, yeah, this is just a typical thing to throw in there, which I was like, it's whatever. But no, it's still a great game. They love making Laura dirty and cut up in that game, buddy. Let me tell you, because I didn't even notice it until I was really looking when things slowed down. I was like, oh man, like yeah, like her clothes are just so cut up. You get to see some back thigh and all that, you know. I was just like, oh buddy, I
So
think we know
good.
what's going on here.
Yes, sir. You know it.
If I don't jump on Rise this week, then I'm going to be going through my Ratchet and Clank run as we're getting closer to the release date for Rift Apart. And then, of course, Yakuza will still be on the weekends. I say weekends now because I haven't. I meant to stream it Friday, but that sleep coma hits hard, buddy. I forgot this got announced during the fighting game thing, but they revealed gameplay for Cham Cham for Sam Show. That's I think the first character for season 3. She's a cave cat girl with a boomerang.
Say less.
Say exactly, yeah. She's coming out March 16th. Yeah, we got some gameplay for her. And then with her dropping, they're going to put out a balance patch for Sam Show as well. Yeah, so, okay, with that, I think it's safe to say we could go ahead and wrap up this episode. I mean, I could just shit on the Promised Neverland anime, but we're not going to do that. So, as usual, manga reviews will be out, but like I said last episode, it's going to be a lot of webtoon stuff moving forward, or manhwas, whatever you want to call them. That'll be going on for a while as I'm going through that series. And then webtoon should be out this week. Like I said, BFM's out. Marvel Talk, there was a new one last week. We're going through episodes 4 through 6 for WandaVision. And there we talk about all the good stuff that's coming up. And yeah, now we're just waiting for the finale for that show. You could catch us. Jerry is streaming Silent Hill. Last I checked, he was going through that the other day. And that's twitch.tv/Jerry Omega. Like I said, if I'm not going through Rise, I'll be going through Ratchet and Clank and Yakuza over at twitch.tv/Negator7. And then whenever Adam's back from the road, more Kingdom Hearts shenanigans over at twitch.tv/BamAdam. And then you could go ahead and email us if you have any questions or comments, universepodcast@gmail.com. And then if you can follow us on social media anywhere you go, Universe Podcast. Let you know when those episodes drop. Thanks, guys, and we will catch you on the next episode.